Good evening. It's been a great start so far to camp. Really excited for this team and the progress we made so far. A lot of work still to be had, but we're excited for this opportunity against the Rams on Sunday to get a little inter-squad scrimmage, and then moving on to game week next week. But with that, I'll go ahead and open up the questions.
Coach, just with the changes that's going on with the kickoff return, does it change the athlete that you place on the field?
Absolutely. I mean, everything's going to change. I mean, everything's open, so it increases value for all the players, which is great, and that's what they want, and that's what the league wants, and makes it an exciting play, for the league and for the players. But absolutely.
Where are you at in terms of installing what you want to install, building out the schemes that you guys want to have in the kickoff, kick return? Like, how far along are you guys? How much work is there still to be done in that area?
Yeah, there's always going to be work to be done in all areas, but right now we're feeling good in terms of the technique, laying that foundation, continuing to work the fundamentals, the timing of everything. So, we're laying that foundation, keeping it simple, so then we can go out and execute at our highest level and just allow them for their athleticism to go ahead and take over, as opposed to having to think what the rules are, what the technique and all that. We just want to make sure it's natural for them.
How is Cam adjusting to the kicks themselves? Because obviously it's way different than what the kickoff used to be. How is he doing?
I think he's doing great. I mean, he's got a bag of tricks that I've never seen. I mean, he can do all types of kicks, whatever you want to go ahead and have him do. But he can be a weapon. It's not just in that situation. But we're just excited as a whole and as a unit, in terms of the creativity or the things that we can go ahead and do. But again, we still got to continue with this foundation, making sure we're solid on everything, and making sure we're uncovering every stone to make sure there's no issues, and we can go ahead and continue to ascend.
Darius mentioned you guys watched the live from the Hall of Fame game yesterday.
Yeah.
The kickoff. Just how important is it to see it like in live action?
Oh, I thought it was. I mean, it was a lot faster, seeing it, with the NFL speed and everything. So it was good to see, to finally see, like, all right, everything we've been working on, and just seeing two different teams, go at it and kind of see what they've been kind of, working on, and what works, what doesn't work, and kind of assess it, and then see how we can apply it to us.
How close to full speed are the kickoff reps going to be against the Rams on Sunday?
Oh, we're gonna get working. We want to make sure we're out there working, and whatever rep we do work, even if it's against the Chargers or against the Rams or whoever it may be, we want to make sure we're getting good work in, and it's full speed, and making sure we're smart, we're taking care of each other. But we want to make sure we're working our technique and all that. So, because otherwise we won't get a good feel of the timing and all that.
Coach, when you watch a ton of XFL film, you see a lot of veer, pin-pull concepts in the return game. How have the line and running back coaches influenced how you approach developing your scheme?
I mean, it is a lot like that. I mean, talk about, offensive play, look like gap schemes, doubles, traps, all that, single blocks, duos and all that stuff. So it is kind of like that. There is a little bit of that essence in terms of, carryover from previous, kickoff return. But, watching the XFL, I mean, they had a really exciting play when they had it. It is a little bit different in terms of the ball was closer than it is for us. They were at the 30 and the 35-yard line. We're at the 35-40, and that 5 yards difference on each side is a big deal. So that changes the spacing a little bit. But, we're still working through all that, and the players, the greatest thing, they've embraced it all, and they're excited about it, and they give great feedback, and so it's something we're just continuing to build on.
Now, how has Coach Harbaugh encouraged you to be more creative and imaginative and thinking outside the box?
Oh, he's been great with that. I mean, a huge resource. He's saying, hey, whatever we need to do to help this team win. And we're going to take that approach in everything we do. Not just matter if it's kickoff return, punt return, field goal. It doesn't matter. We need to find a way to go and help this team win football games, and he's all hands on deck on that.
And how has Coach Harbaugh influenced you as a coach?
Just in terms of, the whole game. He's got a great football mind. He just sees it. It's amazing to watch and just be a part of in terms of that, and the preparation, the situational stuff, just the way he kind of plans out the practices. It's been great for me, and I enjoy being around it and learning from him, and excited for what the season holds.
What percentage of Cam's time last year was on field goals versus kickoffs, and then how do you think that ratio's changed for this season?
I mean, the ratios changed a little bit more, obviously, with kickoff, adding that, the kicks and everything like that. But even, previous years, too, we still had a huge emphasis on kickoff because we weren't trying to just say we're just going to go ahead and always just kick the touchback. We want to make sure any situation, if we can take advantage of the situation, we're prepared. And so it's not that we're taking more, applying more time to it. It's just we're practicing and preparing a different way. But with a huge emphasis in terms of, obviously, it's a new play. We got to go and put our guys in different situations, different movements, different spacing, so we can go ahead and get a good look at it before we open it up next week.
What's the change in the relationship between the concept of hang time for your entire career till now versus now this season?
I mean, it depends on what some teams' philosophy is. Some teams might try and go ahead and hit those. Obviously hang time is not as important. You got effective hang time, but sometimes people maybe they want that hang time because they can have a little bit more action on the kick. So I think all that's something that we're going to continue to, challenge and look at and investigate and see what's best for our team and for our personnel, who's going to be on that field, so we can go ahead and be, the most effective.
Under the previous regime, analytics played a huge part in how they approach special teams. What role will analytics play with you all?
I mean, I think it's always a resource that we use within, the building. We want to make sure we have open arms for everything, and we take ideas, and we're not going to go ahead and just continue anything. But we want to make sure we go ahead and look at everything, and whatever can help our team win games and give us the best edge, we'll always go ahead and be open to that.
Obviously, this time of year, you're working with a lot of young guys and new guys as you build out your teams here. Any rookies, young guys that have jumped out to you here through the first 9 days of training camp?
I mean, yeah, I would. This is I think been a really good rookie class, and you could probably say, oh, they, you say that every year, but I'm really been, pleased and actually very encouraged about these guys. Just the desire to learn and the appetite that they have, of being here, being a Charger. Trying to find a way to impact this team in a positive way, and obviously, as you know, that that's going to come for a lot of rookies out on special teams, and so just the attention to detail and everything. Obviously, the mistakes and everything, but occur. But it's finding that not being an error repeater, making sure we can continue to ascend and continue to improve as we move forward. But yeah, I've been impressed with a lot of them. I mean, I'm really pleased with this class so far, but we still got a long way to go. A lot of things to work on, a lot of things to build on, and it's just the start, and we're just scratching the surface as it is.
Coach, what have you seen from Darius that just impressed you during training camp?
I love that kid. The way he approaches the game. This guy working, he works every day. The way everyone would be, leaving the field, and he's still catching balls off the jugs. I mean, he just loves being on the field. And I think that's contagious for everyone else because they like to be around that. Then they see that, wow, I mean, this guy's putting in all this work. We need to go ahead and, really block hard for him. But he's willing to do anything and everything. He wants to, be on punt and be on kickoff. He wants to just be on the field and impact this team in a positive way. And, he just wants to continue to learn. I mean, he's been, special to be around. Very.
You see him having a really big impact on the kickoff.
Absolutely. The kickoff return, I mean, I have high expectations for him, same with this team, and I think he does too as well. And, I'll be lying for him. But we also have, other guys we're continuing to work with and groom, and it starts with the guys, blocking and creating those seams, not just for him, but all of our returners, and making sure that we can go ahead and, be a positive light for this team on that phase.
So we saw you practicing some of the new kickoffs.
Yeah.
What's the transition been like for you, sort of learning the ins and outs of the new kick?
Yeah, it's interesting. You aren't hitting high, deep balls anymore and hanging them up. It's a lot more placement, and so just getting balls in positions and letting the guys go cover, and hopefully we cover well.
Can you relate the kick to anything that you had done previously, like even from soccer days or anything
Shanking
like that?
a kickoff. Yep, that's almost the goal, to where if you could shank the kickoff and get it to land early, and then a returner can't get to it, and hopefully it dribbles through. But I mean, just trying to hit low balls and kind of punching them out there. So, yeah.
Is it like a squib?
Not really. More so just like that driven ball under 3 seconds, just trying to drive it out there and hope for the best.
Are there any techniques that you're experimenting with?
No, just really getting myself more over the ball and just staying through it. When I'm trying to mishit it, almost hitting it off the ankle for fun and seeing what happens. But then you'll have the occasional ones where they're really low. So trying to figure out how to avoid that.
Are you spending more time on kickoffs this season than the past?
I wouldn't say so. I'd say it's pretty normal, once, twice a week, and then hitting 10-ish balls when I do and just rolling with it.
Have you had conversations with any other kickers in the league, amid this transition to the new rule? Has there been conversations at all among kickers of what you guys are gonna do?
When I've kicked with other guys, yeah. I mean, you see a lot of those guys go to those field goal steps now and just popping them up. And so it all depends on what really the head coach, special teams coach wants. Some teams, I think, are going to be hanging them up and trying to land them at the goal line. Others are going to be hitting some low-line drives around the field and trying to mess with returners. So we'll just kind of take it game by game and see.
Several position groups, on the offseason have come together and exchange, trade ideas. Is there a kicker you?
There hasn't been. I know we've joked around about it with some guys. I know a bunch of different guys get together and do some things, and all with different training guys. So there's groups that get together, but not one set thing with just players.
Who's part of your kicking group?
I go work with one-on-one, or now is precision kicking with Brian Egan, and so it's Brandon Aubrey, the kicker at the Cowboys, and so he and I kicked with him his very first time kicking, and so I've known him since 4 years ago since he started, so with him just kind of working through stuff.
2 coaches in 2 years. How has Coach Harbaugh impacted your approach towards special teams and kicking?
Yeah, he's been awesome. I think he adds a fun energy around the building, and everybody's been super excited to kind of just have this lively atmosphere in here, and so everybody's excited. I think it just adds special teams getting that, continuing the importance of that. I think we did well last year, and we just need to continue on that and keep building.
Does Coach Harbaugh make you feel like you're part of the team? I know
Yeah.
a lot of times people say kickers aren't people, but how is Coach Harbaugh making you feel part
Yeah,
of the
no, he's been awesome. I think he and the rest of the guys, is more important from the rest of the guys, and so everybody treats you like you're part of the team, and you do everything with everybody else, so it's been great.
Has it eased the transition having Ficken still here, JK, Josh? There's been a transition obviously with the head coach, but for you guys, it feels like it's pretty much the same as last year as far as the people. Yeah.
I mean, it's very nice to still have your coordinator, QC, have everybody there, and have snapper and holder. So it makes the transition very easy. And I mean, not too much we have to worry about. Fick controls a lot of special team stuff, and so it's good to still have him around.
Week 2, after week 1, you're going to go do your thing. Week 2, when you actually have seen what everyone's throwing around on the kickoff, do you think we're going to see some weird stuff?
I don't know. It's going to be interesting because I know rules are still up to be changed. So if somebody finds something that kind of abuses the rules, then you could see complete changes or just going back to normal. So I know we've been looking at it. Yesterday, everybody just popped balls high. I don't know if everybody's doing that in preseason, what's going on. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting once week 1 comes around to see the first person who tries something strange. And if it doesn't work, how all teams are going to be like, oh, no, we aren't doing this anymore, or what's going to happen.
It's just, with you back there with the kickoff return team, just how different is it so far, working within the new rules?
Honestly, I love it. I mean, as a returner, you should love it because you get more opportunities. But it's definitely different because everything happened much faster. So the blockers they drop are not as deep. But I think it's good for the game. So I like it.
Darius, how helpful have the running backs been in your ability to diagnose and read holes in the return game?
Oh yeah, they've been real helpful because they know how to set up blocks. They know how to get back there. So a lot of people ask me how is it back? It is back there. For me, honestly, with the new rule, I feel like it's just like playing running back, just being back there, finding the gaps, finding the seams.
How has Coach Ficken gone about teaching the new kickoff rule? Have you guys been watching XFL film? How's he sort of gone about it?
Oh yeah, we watched XFL, and the first thing we watched today was the Houston game last night. So he very detailed on it, and him and Coach Ficken and Coach Beat.
What do you think the role is of hang time now with the different rules?
It don't get much hang time now. I feel like we're gonna see a lot of kicks on the ground. They're not as much in the air, but like I said, I love it.
You ever play shortstop?
No, I never played baseball ever.
What input are you able to have in returns to just the overall scheme and how you guys go about the return game?
Say that question one more time, please.
How are you able to give input to the coaches about like some of the things that you see, or maybe you have some creative ideas about, you know, how you guys can return?
Yeah, like I said, it's different. I won't know until we get that actual live look. And so right now, everything's up in the air.
How have you felt like things have gone offensively for you, specifically over the first couple of weeks here?
Honestly, I love it because now they like use me like on a lot of deep routes, a lot of speed routes. So I like it, honestly.
Different than last year?
Yeah, way different. Yeah, I should say.
What was the off season like for you? As far as working out?
The offseason was great. Coming in, meeting Coach Sanjay, I learned a lot from him. He's a great wide receivers coach. He helped me a lot with my technique, and I feel like compared to last year, I'm way ahead of being a wide receiver.
Where do you feel like you've grown as far as your game so far?
As far as I say my route running, I say that's where I like growing the most. Like I say, getting my technique, getting in and out of cuts.
You feel like Sanjay has been the key part of that as far as improving route running, or is that something that you really focused in on in the offseason?
That's something I focus on in the offseason, but also, like I said, Sanjay with the techniques, just the little stuff like starting stance, drive phase, teaching me how to get in and out of my breaks, the steps for certain routes.
When you work in that all off season, how important is it when you get here to be able to align the route running with the timing? Like, you know, you have a quarterback like Max where, you know, like, is it nice to be able to take the individual work you've been doing and then align it within the larger offense with the timing and the rhythm?
Oh, yeah. Like in the offseason, we got together in the summertime, me, Max, Stick, and Justin. We all got together and just worked on that time. So, like, coming here, being on the same page, is great with the timing.
So is it nice when you have the reps here with the quarterbacks? Do you feel like every day, like, do you feel like the offense gelling a little bit with the reps?
Oh, yes, for sure. You're just going out there, everybody as a unit just going out there, just gelling with each other and just getting the timing down. You know, we still only 10 days, but I feel like as we go on, the time is going to get even better.
So it's just a lot of new faces there in that receiver room. Like, who's kind of stepped up to be the vocal leader for, you know, the guys there?
I feel like DJ Chark, and Josh Palmer, and those guys, because they are the guys that's been in the league the longest, and they're more the worker leaders in that room.
Was there any discussions, so now that Justin's out, was there any discussion with you guys about just coming out and just trying to get like mental reps and stuff? But how would you explain to people who maybe aren't watching football till like week one, the importance of trying to get the training camp reps and adjustments with Justin missing some time?
You know, we all get reps with sticks, so the time is still there. Like I said, we all get reps with sticks, so the time is still there. So it's really not that. I mean, it of course is a big adjustment, but like I said, we all get reps with sticks, so the timing and everything is not really off.
How do you feel like your performance last year, just on punt return, how it built your confidence coming into the season?
It built my confidence tremendously, but I feel like last year we left a lot of food on the table, so this year my goal is to leave nothing on the table this year. So